Aquarius. This is the Dale Jackson way of doing a reading for you, a forecast for 2015. And this new set of videos is done at this quarter of the year because I've had to rearrange things this year, and so these 12 videos are going out now. And thank you for finding me and searching for me. And also I just want to say at this point, thank you so much for the response we've had already in 1 week. I've got wonderful emails and requests coming through already for people that are also wanting to subscribe to the site as well. So I'm really pleased how these set of videos are taking off, and I'm glad to be with you at this time, and hopefully I can help you as well in the future. Now, the Dale Jackson way of doing things using the Thoth deck is my own way and interpretation, and not anything according to the Crowley set of rules, but it's my own take on things, and I look for a positive way forward on the readings, and I know people like that, and I get lots of comments about that, I'm not a doom and gloom person in the sense that we're seeking the light, and we're seeking help, and we're seeking healing. And if that's something that I can do for you, that would be really good. Now, before I begin, I just want to show a quick example of what you might get when you do send for a reading, the amount of work that goes into it. I get your elements out on the astrology and apply the elements. So what I then do is write out the cards from the numbers that you send me, back and front. So I write it all out in longhand. I have the feeling that I get from the numbers, which is my connection to you, and when I've got all that sorted out, it's then typed up and sent back to you by email, or if you send me a postal address, it can go through the post, snail mail or Dale mail. I did a lot by post originally, and now you see I've got into the 21st century, so I can do things by email now. So it's been wonderful. My husband helps me with the admin on the emailing, but I write it all out in longhand first. So Aquarius, if you feel it's your time now to have a reading, it's £50, and the details of how to get a reading will be at the end of the video, and you can send me the numbers that I require to get the cards that you choose. You choose the numbers, I count the cards. Now, Aquarius is the sign of the water bearer, and it's the element of air. Some people in the past have thought it was a water sign, but it's the intellect, the mind, and it's the highbrow. The Aquarian personality usually has a high forehead, and it's what we call the highbrow, really, the intellectual, the inventor, the person that thinks entirely out of the box and is completely original. And it's the eccentrics amongst you, and people who like to be a bit different and maybe stand out in the crowd. So they might be the quirky ones, or they might be the ones that are a bit more avant-garde and also wear kind of their own style of clothing and be a bit more bohemian. They might also be into all the alternative things in life, or have their own little kind of trends and sets and cults that they get involved with, because they like to explore new and different ways of doing things. They also like to fight for a cause, and they're very humanitarian. It's the humanitarian sign. And so with the tragedies that we've been hearing this week when I'm doing these videos, the avalanche and the earthquakes in the Himalayas, and other parts of the world where we've had the boat tragedies in the Mediterranean. I mean, there's so much humanitarian need out there that I'm sure that the Aquarians will be flocking in their numbers to help out and to get involved with charitable schemes and helpful schemes. So they're the people that will look out for those sort of things that they can help to put right and be just one of the many helpers that are needed. Aquarians also are people that can look after other people that are maybe disabled or need special care or special needs, and they're very good with people in that area. They also understand and like to get involved with understanding psychology and behaviour and so on. But they're very definitely the quirky ones amongst you, and they're quite like astrology and things like that, so they'll be well into this. So let's shuffle the cards for you, Aquarius, and let's see what these 12 cards say for you as an overview in the general sense for the 2015. Now I shuffle first, and in this case I'm just going to do the 12 cards that come out on top of the reading. And when I do it for you in mind, when you've sent me your numbers, I'll count the cards down the deck till we get to the number that you've sent, and then that will be your lineup. Now, what we've got here as a start, Aquarius, is to do with love. Things to do with love and romance are on these cards, and Aquarians are quite detached people, and they have their own way of doing things and their own way in life, and their own way of thinking. So the partner of an Aquarian will have to be quite tolerant and be able to put up with their quirky ways and their individual ways. But I'm saying I've got this about love because you've got the Ace of Cups in this reading, which is a lovely card for love and marriage, or love and commitment. And again, because it's to do with equality in life and different people and different ethnic backgrounds and different cultures that might come together, that anything goes with the Aquarian, but they must have quite a sense of freedom in what they're doing. Even in a committed relationship, they have many, many acquaintances, but to make a close contact, to make a close relationship, the partner has to be particularly tolerant. They'd be good with other air signs. Incidentally, they might understand them, and they'd be good with artistic partners too, because they like to be creative themselves, and they come up with the most original of thoughts and ideas, and also invent things to do with even in engineering and technology and things like that. So there's a broad scope here for what the Aquarian can get involved with. Now here we've got the Princess of Discs, #1 card. She was #1 card in the last reading I did, but here she is again. So this again I shall describe to you, Aquarius, as an earth sign lady who has fixed views and opinions. Now because you have you're quite fixed too in your opinions and views, you might find there's a bit of a clash. Here we've got a clash card, a tower further down the line. This person sticking to their opinion. Very possessive lady, this one, in this reading. It shows the possessiveness of an earth sign lady, so I think she's likely to be a Taurian. So look for the Taurians around you. We've got a Taurus influence in the cards. Here's a little Taurus bull. So we've got earthy cards. But this lady is the first on in the picture, and she's kind of sticking her oar in here. And I rather feel that since we've got this cup of love, this lady might be someone who's sticking her oar in where it's not wanted. So this might be someone who's got an opinion, that they've got something to say about relationships. And we've 3 women in the first part of this reading. So this might be relationships between females. And I've got an older lady, so that's the mother, that's someone's mother, perhaps a grandmother, but an older character. And I have 2 ladies. We've got the Princess of Discs and the Queen of Wands here. So these 3 ladies, these 3 female cards at the beginning of this reading, first of all, it shows happiness. We've got that Ace of Cups, so there's going to be a great deal of love and happiness between 2 of these ladies, but we've got a third one who interferes and maybe clashes and creates a little bit of a jealousy triangle there. So something's got to be sorted out to find that happiness that's on that second card. So this is saying, open your heart, show your feelings. Now these are difficult things for the Aquarian to do because they like to be just friendly and not too deep emotionally, and they're quite detached. So this is saying this is the time to open your heart and let the person who is your desire and the object of your affection know where your heart lies. And then we've got the Golden Crucible again. We've got the transition card in the 3rd position here. So this is saying everything can come into this pot of gold. So the transition can take place. We've got the cup of love. We've got things coming together in terms of relationship. And we've got success and happiness again with the Sun card at the end card in the reading. So there's quite a lot here saying this is a year to show your heart, to show your emotions and to show your feelings. Not Capricorn, Aquarius, sorry, this is the Aquarius reading, and it's about showing your feelings. Here we've got the Emperor. So here's a rich man amongst you, somewhere around you, a rich family, a man of success, a man who is quite stern, very successful, and he doesn't like trouble either because he's on the aspect with the Tower card. So he's saying, I don't want any of this trouble, sort yourselves out. So he's trying to say, we don't want to clash, I don't want the atmosphere, but be sure of who you're aiming your love and your Cupid's arrow at, because this is about happiness and love. Now this Emperor card in the reading is also a businessman, someone who's very, very successful around you, Aquarius, and he might be a Leo. Now Leo is the opposite sign on the zodiac to the Aquarian, and he's a proud man, and of course Aquarians are people that are very humble and humanitarian, so you won't see eye to eye, but he can make a proposition or help or proposal of some sort which will help in the success of your year. So you might be open and listen to such a person. And then I've got two guys, so we've got the Knight of Discs and the Prince of Discs. So I think that's two brothers or two people in the same family. They're both disc cards, which again is the same element, Earth in this case, two earthy element people. I think they're in the same family, so they might be brothers. And it's also cards that relate to land and possessions and money and assets and things of that nature. Now those are not things that drive the Aquarian. The Aquarian is not moved by money. The Aquarian is moved by helping people and doing something for the greater good. They might want to look at the best things for the planet, and they might be green. They might be the green people that like to look at how to save the planet and how to save humanity. But these cards are saying there's a little bit of focus here on being a bit more realistic and practical and preparing the ground to build up something to do with assets. And there might be a family where there's a successful father, two sons that might follow in the footsteps there, or the family themselves are going to make good and reap the benefits of their hard work. Then we've got Queen of Swords. So this is just a little kind of hint in the cards to do with legal contracts and business, and this might be a lady who's the intelligent force here. So this is an air sign lady, so that might be Libra, Aquarius as an air sign, and Gemini as an air sign. So this person might have information, and you might want to get a bit more information because it's just a little hiccup in the cards. Not a hiccup, a little hint of the fact that you might need to be a bit more realistic, a bit more practical about legal matters, lawful things, things on paperwork and documents. So look at that. So we've got the three ladies at the front, the older lady, all of them being very stubborn. One of them at least is jealous, and we've got this heart where feelings have to be shown. Then we've got a transition, and we've got the men, the three men, two of which are brothers, and an older man that's going to be relative to something on offer this year for you. But we've also got this card here, which is about travel, and it's about going out into the world, expanding, opening out into different things, maybe having fingers in different pies to create money. The card itself is the Prince of Swords. So this is saying, look at the men friends around you, the male friends around you, that can help you expand, get hold of the purse strings. It's on an aspect here to say there's money to be made, but it's in business and work, and money is not the motivating factor for Aquarians. So this is saying maybe keep an eye on things to do with money, because there is success and expansion in these cards, and it says you can build on that this year, Aquarians, if you get your practical side to work. But your feelings are the issue in this reading. Who your feelings are directed to, make sure they understand where you're coming from. Success and happiness is on the cards for you. Now, if you want an in-depth reading for yourself, and you have an issue that you want to have some light and insight on, then you can follow the instructions at the end of this recording, and this is the details again. I need your name, date of birth, nationality, and also perhaps the country that you're sending from, because if you move to another country, for instance, it'll be nice to know where the emails are coming from the point of view of place. Gender, of course, if you have a name like mine, people think I should be a male with the name like Dale, and of course that applies to a few names, so I need to kind of clarified. 12 numbers between 1 and 32, £50 for a long in-depth reading to the Dale Jackson Way at virginmedia.com, which is also my PayPal number. And I've had a lovely response since this week, since we've been doing my first time that I've done this set of videos. I've had a fabulous response, lovely emails, and success coming in Chicago, Birmingham, England, Finland, the Caribbean. I've got all sorts of connections going on now at the moment. So if this is the time for you, Aquarius, wherever in the world you are, do contact me, and good luck for the future. Thank you.